Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, we'll introduce you to the new Nebraska senator appointed by Governor Ricketts this morning. Plus, if you need something to do this weekend, we have all of the details on events and county fairs across the state. But first,
he got stabbed. I said, just now? He goes, yes.
A stabbing in downtown Lincoln today. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Rod has the night off. It happened this morning, and Lincoln police do have a suspect in custody. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has the latest details in our top story tonight.
Lincoln police say a 37-year-old man has life-threatening injuries after a stabbing Friday morning. It happened in the area of 11th and N Street. Officers blocked off streets as well as part of a sidewalk on 12th and Peace Streets while they worked on their investigation. The Nebraska State Patrol brought in a helicopter to aid in the search for the suspect. Eventually, a 29-year-old Sarah Tu of Lincoln was found in the area. I spoke to several witnesses who said they saw the victim and the suspect in the area of 11th and N Streets. One man, who says he's a friend of the victim, claims to have seen what happened just after the stabbing.
He walks up to me and bleeding. He has blood all over his hand. I said, did you fall on glass? I'm going to call 911. He said, no. He said, he got stabbed. I said, just now? He goes, yes. I said, that's terrible.
The investigation revealed that the suspect and victim initially had an argument while riding on a bus. They were removed from the bus near the stop at 11th and N. Police say upon exiting the bus, they continued their disagreement, where two allegedly pulled out a knife, stabbed the victim, and left the area. The man was taken to a local hospital and his injuries were determined to be life-threatening. He currently remains hospitalized. The victim has not yet been identified. Tu is charged for first-degree assault and use of a weapon to commit a felony. At this time, the Lincoln Police Department Crime Scene Unit has completed their investigation at the scene and the area is open again for normal traffic flow. This is Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
And anyone with information is encouraged to either call 441-6000, which is the non-emergency number for LPD, or Crime Stoppers at 475-3600. Governor Ricketts announced this morning a new senator to fill the vacancy of District 19 in the Nebraska legislature. District 19 represents Madison County and the southern portion of Pierce County. Channel 8's Jessica Blum joins us with more details on that. Jessica?
Robert Dover of Norfolk will be filling the new role. This spot was open after Mike Flood resigned and was elected into the 1st Congressional District of the U.S. House of Representatives on June 28th. Dover is a longtime resident of the district. He says he is committed to seeing Northeast Nebraska thrive as he works to reduce the tax burden on Nebraska's families. Ricketts says he will be dedicated to controlling and delivering more property tax relief to Nebraskans.
I am humbled by this appointment. I look forward to working with Governor Ricketts. I believe the governor has done an exceptional job of controlling spending while delivering on property tax, income tax, and Social Security tax relief, and these are just a few of his successes.
Dover comes from work in the real estate industry as the president of Coldwell Banker Dover Realtors. He has been in this role since 1988. He has held multiple leadership roles within realtors associations, including the National Association of Realtors. Ricketts said 7 candidates from within the district were considered to fill Flood's position. Dover will serve the remainder of the unexpired term that ends in January 2025.
Jessica, thank you very much for that story tonight. In other news now, a video of a woman claiming to have been denied her birth control prescription at Walgreens is going viral. Now, many are wondering, what can you do if you find yourself in a similar situation? And can pharmacists refuse to serve you? A Lincoln pharmacist that we talked to explained that pharmacists do have the right to not do something due to religious beliefs, but they're supposed to ask a colleague to step in and help the client. If you find yourself in this situation, you can call your prescriber to transfer your prescription to another pharmacy, ask to use a mail-in pharmacy, or talk to your doctor about other options.
There are other long-acting birth control options available to patients, especially if they're maybe concerned that refilling their prescription in the future may be an issue.
To be clear, there have been no reports of this happening at any pharmacies in Nebraska. We did reach out to Walgreens' corporate office and have not yet received a response. Now to Capitol Hill, where the Right of Contraception Act is heading to the Senate after it passed the House late last night. The bill would ensure Americans could access contraceptives should Griswold v. Connecticut be overruled. Congress has worked to secure abortion, marriage, and now contraceptive rights after Justice Clarence Thomas suggested the Supreme Court would review cases providing those rights.
It is clear that their attempts to roll back the clock on contraception is, again, another plank of the extreme agenda, their extreme agenda for America's women. In Idaho and Louisiana, Republicans are putting this plan in action, moving to ban or criminalize birth control. Criminalize birth control.
All 3 Nebraska representatives voted against the bill. Like the bills for abortion and same-sex marriage, this bill may have to overcome a filibuster in the Senate. Also in Washington, the verdict of the trial of Steve Bannon, who's facing 2 counts of contempt of Congress after ignoring a subpoena from the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
After hours of deliberations, the jury in the trial against Steve Bannon reaching a decision, finding him guilty on 2 counts of contempt of Congress. Bannon, who served as former President Donald Trump's chief strategist before leaving the White House in August of 2017, was on trial for defying a subpoena from the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol.
We respect the decision. We may have lost a battle here today, but we're not going to lose this war.
Just hours before the verdict, Bannon's legal team giving their closing argument, telling the jury the government's case should give you pause and that the case against Bannon is a rush to judgment. Throughout the trial, his defense maintained that Bannon didn't comply with the subpoena because he believed negotiations with the committee were ongoing. But the government, in their closing argument, telling jurors that Bannon chose allegiance to Trump over the law, calling 2 witnesses before resting their case, including one senior staffer who said investigators viewed Bannon as a key witness to the insurrection and that they wanted to ask him what he knew, including why he said this on his podcast the day before January 6th.
All hell is going to break loose tomorrow.
Bannon was fired by former President Donald Trump from his job as a White House senior strategist in 2017. Bannon initially claimed he couldn't testify before the committee because of executive privilege, a power only a sitting president can invoke to keep certain information private. But a week before trial, Bannon revealing this letter from former President Donald Trump, claiming to waive executive privilege, permitting Bannon to talk.
And Bannon faces up to 2 years in prison. He'll be sentenced in October. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now let's go on over to meteorologist Malcolm Byron. He's watching a severe thunderstorm that popped up in the southwest corner of the state. Malcolm?
Yeah, just south of McCook, a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:45 this evening. The concern, quarter-size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, likely from a microburst. There's that severe thunderstorm warning, a very small cell, again, just to the south of McCook, straddling the Hitchcock-Red Willow County line. Let's go off towards the northeast. Look out towards Norfolk. You don't see anything on radar, but on satellite imagery, we do see some towering cumulus, and I think we might have an environment there that could support some thunderstorm growth. So we'll be watching this area closely. If some storms do develop, can't completely rule out one of them being on the stronger side, and that is if they can develop in the first place. So this will be something to watch over the next hour or 2. We'll circle that area on your screen just to the north of Norfolk. In southeast Nebraska, however, completely dry. Lots of sunshine over our Southeast Community College camera. Hot day, 97 the current air temperature at Lincoln Airport, 96 in Beatrice, 93 in York, 93 in Columbus, 95 in Grand Island. But we have high humidity. We're talking dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s, 70 degrees, the current dew point in Lincoln. So when you factor that in with the temperature, it actually feels a couple of degrees past the century mark across most of southeast Nebraska. Forecast for the rest of this evening, I'm thinking most of us are going to see mostly clear skies. It'll still be hot this evening. Again, watching the potential for some storms off to the north, but I think most will be dry this evening. A better rain chance heading into tomorrow, however, and we'll have a cool down for the second half of the weekend. Details in just a few minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you, Malcolm. Well, hey, it is finally Friday, and that means you may be looking for something fun to do this weekend. Let's take a look now at some of the events happening in our area over the next couple of days. The Haymarket Food Truck Festival is back tomorrow from 4 to 11 p.m. Tickets are $5 per person or $20 per car. They will accept Venmo, and proceeds will be donated to the Alzheimer's Association. Bring a chair and enjoy Cajun food, waffles, pizza, and more while listening to live music. The original Top Gun is showing tonight at the Lincoln Airport on the side of a Cold War hangar. A free will clothing donation will be set up to be given to Foster Care Closet, providing clothes to kids in Nebraska's foster care system. Bring a blanket or chairs, or you can also just stay in your car. Gates open at 6:30. And up in Valentine, the Nebraska Star Party kicks off on Sunday. The Merritt Reservoir has exceptional views of the stars at night and plenty of recreational opportunities for the daytime. You'll be sure to learn plenty about the cosmos while surrounded by experienced stargazers. This weekend in Louisville, the second annual Dynamite Pete Days kicks off today with Booster Golf Tournament. Then there's food, fun, and music all day Saturday. And on Sunday, it'll start with free breakfast at Legion Hall. Head to downtown Louisville for all the activities. Perkins and Webster counties' fairs run until tomorrow. Buffalo, Wayne, and Polk counties have their final day on Sunday. And in Fullerton, the Nance County Fair kicks off today, along with the Red Willow County Fair, and they'll run the entire weekend. Sherman County and Cheyenne County start their fair on Sunday, and they will run until next Saturday, the 30th. And finally, the Saunders County Fair will run from this Sunday to next Sunday. The Lincoln Children's Zoo is introducing an adorable new arrival. Meet Mario. He was born on June 23rd and is the third giraffe calf born at the zoo and the first male. On his birthday, Mario was 6 foot 6 inches tall. You can see him and his mom at the zoo starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the outdoor giraffe deck. Still to come on the news tonight, the White House says it's business as usual for President Biden as he battles COVID in isolation. We'll have the latest on that and your weekend forecast after the break. President Biden is isolating after testing positive for COVID-19. White House officials giving an update on his condition this afternoon. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
The White House says it's business as usual for President Biden as he battles COVID-19 in isolation. Seen here in this new photo, masked up and on the phone with his national security team today.
The president said he's still putting in 8+ hours of work a day, and that he wants to remind Americans to get vaccinated because, in his own words, it matters.
The president's physician says he did have a temperature of 99.4 Thursday night, but has remained normal since taking Tylenol. Biden still has a runny nose, fatigue, and an occasional loose cough, but his medical team says his symptoms have improved since testing positive Thursday morning.
And I really appreciate your inquiries and your concerns, but I'm doing well.
The 79-year-old says he's been fulfilling his duties and hard at work, tweeting a photo of himself signing the Formula Act into law Thursday. Today, he met with his economic team to discuss lowering gas prices.
I'm feeling much better than I sound.
He'll have to work in isolation for 5 full days and get a negative test result before returning to work in person and normal activities. President Biden is taking the antiviral drug Paxlovid, given his age, as his medical team keeps a close eye on him.
The president is doing better. He slept well last night. He ate his breakfast and lunch. He actually showed me his plate.
Contact tracing is underway for those considered close contacts of the president, including members of the press and Congress.
And the White House resident staff has been reduced to only essential staff as the president isolates. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Malcolm Byron.
Mostly sunny skies across pretty much all of southeast Nebraska. Earlier today, we did have a couple of isolated, very isolated showers moving through some regions, but most were not able to get any of that precipitation. 97 right now at Lincoln Airport, 96 in Beatrice, 93 in Wahoo, 97 in Omaha. We see plenty of 90s on the map, 93 in Aurora and York, 96 in Hastings, 95 the current air temperature in Kearney. Factor in the humidity, it feels several degrees warmer, past 100 degrees in many locations. It feels like 104 degrees when the humidity is factored in right now in Lincoln, 101 in Beatrice, 101 in York, Aurora, Grand Island, Hastings as well. So yeah, very toasty afternoon for July. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Hitchcock and Red Willow counties, really the southern extent of these counties until 5:45. There is a chance to see 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts along with this, along with quarter-size hail. This is just to the south of McCook. This is one of the only thunderstorms in the state right now. We don't see any activity showing up on radar near Norfolk, but we do see some towering cumulus, and I think that we may start to see some radar echo within the next hour or so. So this will be something to watch closely. I'm going to show you a stormcast run in just a moment, but notice the southerly winds to the south of this, to the north of it. We see northerly winds. There's converging winds right here, which is why we're seeing these cloud growths there. This is the only run of stormcast that I'm showing you here that shows these thunderstorms off towards the north. Many of them show nothing at all, but given the latest trends on satellite imagery, this is certainly a possibility off to the north of Lincoln, maybe seeing a couple of isolated thunderstorms throughout the evening, maybe trying to make a run towards Lincoln, but the more likely scenario is it'll be unsuccessful. So want to mention the possibility just in case it does come to fruition, but we're likely staying mostly dry for the evening and overnight hours. In fact, into tomorrow morning, we're looking at mostly clear skies. So mostly dry, 75 degrees, mostly clear skies for the overnight hours, south and southeasterly winds 5 to 12 miles per hour. Let's pick up stormcast tomorrow morning. There are those mostly clear skies. We stay mostly clear for most of the day on Saturday, but we've got a cold front off to the west, and along that we could see some shower and thunderstorm development along that cold front, and this will push off towards the east and southeast. Maybe one or two of these may be able to come awfully close to Lincoln, or maybe move through Lincoln. Really much anywhere in southeast Nebraska's got the chance to see these isolated or widely scattered thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon along this cold front. So a little bit better of a rain chance tomorrow afternoon. But before that, it's going to get quite hot. 102 degrees, hot and muggy, feeling several degrees warmer than this 102 degrees. Again, that chance for some evening scattered thunderstorms. Heat advisories in effect tomorrow from 1 o'clock till 8 o'clock for all of southeast Nebraska. Now includes Lincoln and Beatrice. We could be talking about heat indices upwards of 110 degrees in a few pockets, so drink plenty of water tomorrow afternoon. But remember that cold front on Saturday night? Yeah, check out Sunday, 87 degrees, maybe seeing a couple of showers in the morning. And then there's another round potentially late in the day on Sunday, more likely overnight and into Monday morning. It could be soggy in the southern half of the state on Monday. And check out the highs, 78 degrees. Folks, it's the end of July, so that'll sure feel nice. 86 on Tuesday, mostly dry for most of Tuesday, but maybe some isolated thunderstorms developing late in the day. Scattered storms in the forecast as of now for Wednesday, but you don't see any 90s on the map or on our 10-day outlook pretty much beyond Saturday. I mean, it's Saturday, that's a triple-digit reading, so no 90s, I guess, technically on our 10-day outlook. So one more hot day to get through before temperatures start to cool off.
I am very excited for that drop from Saturday to Sunday. That looks nice.
And then that drop from Sunday to Monday, that looks nice too.
Yes, Malcolm, you're my favorite person today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's take a look at Wall Street, though, here now. Unfortunately, a negative end to the work week. The Dow falling 136 points. NASDAQ is down 225. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. Blah, blah. Finally tonight, images of beautiful sea creatures with a sting and a stranded sea turtle and a boating collision all caught on camera. Britt Conway has all these stories, and tonight's Take a Look at This.
Whoa! Check out this massive swarm of jellyfish in Haifa Bay, Israel. The jellyfish appear in this drone footage as white dots bobbing on the surface of the sea green water surrounding a boat. The gelatinous creatures can be seen for miles. Now, jellyfish aren't uncommon in the Mediterranean area, especially in the summer. But the stinger to this stunning phenomenon? Tormenting tentacle stings to swimmers, environmental harm to other sea life, and damage to the fishing industry. The jellyfish are expected to be gone by early August. Cowabunga dude, check out this ginormous 200-pound sea turtle. He crashed a beachfront pad in Melbourne, Florida, and then got stuck. Brevard County's Fire Rescue Department used their heavy object equipment to lift and transport the disoriented turtle back to the ocean. The rescue took about 10 to 15 minutes. It's sea turtle nesting and hatching season, but this turtle will likely think twice before coming out of its shell to party again. And watch this speedboat's nighttime joyride on the water. The cruising speedboat slams into a 2-story party boat on the Fox River in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. 43 people were on the riverboat when it was hit. Some of them got hurt, and the boat was severely damaged, but it was able to get back to shore safely as the speedboat sped off. Officials were able to find that boat, though. The owner was arrested but hasn't been charged yet, and the people who got hurt on the riverboat are expected to be just fine. For Take a Look at This, I'm Britt Conway.
Let's get one final check of our Friday evening weather, please, Malcolm.
Yeah, we're watching those convective cloud growths off to the north of Norfolk, and I guess going back to what I heard in that Take a Look at This package, cowabunga! I just think it's so cool to look at that on satellite imagery, but mostly dry for the rest of this evening for the vast majority of us, just very hot, very humid.
All right, thank you, Malcolm, and thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful Friday night. We'll see you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
We only do one thing at Comfort Made Mattress Factory, handcraft the highest quality mattress possible. It's backed by a lifetime comfort guarantee. Come see us.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you